I don't know if anybody follows me on Facebook or anything, but my name's Julia Cooper and I am the owner and creator of the Donwar Memorial Museum and Veterans Hub. First of all, we started in Stockton, then we moved over to Thornaby. It is a unique place and there's no other place like it in the whole of England. Now, what I am now looking for is a resting place for it, because I've got one worry that if anything happened to me, things would get lost, and I don't want that. I want it to keep together. It's a unique thank you tribute that I've put together over 14 years for our veterans and those still serving. There's memorial walls, and it goes from Afghanistan, Iraq, Warren Point, the Falklands, the Gulf War, and we are trying to cover every conflict that's ever happened, and slowly it's getting there. So I'm going to carry on building this. The only problem I have at the moment is we probably will need to find a new building, because there's a lot of repairs still to do on this building. The building belongs to the church, St Patrick's Church, just down the street there, and we took it on basically out of desperation during lockdown, because I needed to move the amount of memorabilia that I do have, and since I've been here it's grown immensely. There's a lot of memorabilia that's come from all over the world basically and it's unique and it needs to be protected. Now, it's not just what you see, it's actually what goes on behind the scenes as well. I mean, this is a massive support for our veterans. Not only our veterans, it's the serving personnel as well, and we are first port of call for many of them. Now, we've got groups in such as Headway, which is veterans with brain injuries. They come and do their monthly meeting. We do the regimental meetings as well. So we've got quite a few of the local regiments that come here and do their monthly meetings. But we do food for the homeless. We do shoe boxes for the veterans, so they go all over the world, those that are deployed. We are a support. I mean, we get people in that are looking for help, so this is first port of call, and once they do call out, many times they're put in contact with me through Facebook, and then that's when I'll speak to them and get them across here. And I have veterans here behind the scenes all the time that are willing to talk to them, and then we'll point them in the right direction if we can't help them. We've supported veterans that have found new flats and houses and things, and we've supplied white goods for them, and we've kept tabs on them all the way through the move that they've done, and there's a few of them. We let veterans sleep in the premises as well, because this is not just, like I say, what you see on the outside, it's what goes on the inside. We've had veterans that have had nowhere to sleep and they've asked us to stay here, and we do allow them to do that when I've got somebody in the premises that'll stay with them. So ideally, I think it would be great if we could find somewhere there's a bit bigger than this, so that we could actually have rooms instead of them having them sleeping all over the floor or on the pool tables or anywhere we can put them basically. We do Christmas dinners for them, free Christmas dinners. We support them at the homes as well, so there's a couple of veterans that we've got in this area, one in particular that we are waiting to get him into a care home, but until he goes into a care home we go around and look after him. So we'll clean his house for him, we'll change his bed in, we'll make sure he's got no mouldy food in his fridge and stuff like that, and we go around and take him food every day, and that's just one of them in this area. There is quite a few. We've supported veterans in care homes. We've took them the bags in that they need with food and pyjamas and things that they need, toothbrushes and things, and we've even taken them out from the care home on days out and things, and we've brought them over here and they've stayed with us, so they've found that comradeship, I don't know how to say it, but with the military veterans, they've sat with them, they've spoke to them, so they're not losing that brotherhood, and I think it's very, very important that is in their life. Like I said, there's just so much to say what goes on here. We've seen a lot over the years. It's been like 14 years I've been building this. Now I want to leave this to the veteran community if anything does happen to me, and I don't want ever to get it lost. I put everything up personally because it's my personal tribute. Everything that you see in the building, all the displays and everything, I've done myself. And I do that because I want to say thank you to our veterans. But now it's got to a point it's just forever grown. It's grown arms and legs. And I do need it protected, like I say. Now on this building, there's a lot of repairs to do. We've thrown a lot of money at the building during lockdown. We've raised £120,000, and that's been spent on the building, and that's been fundraised. People have donated, we fundraised ourselves. But now, I'm at a crucial crossroads. April next year, I've got to sit down with the church and decide whether I'm going to keep this building on or give it up. And I really do think that I need to give it up. So from April to November, I'll have that space of time to find a building or find somewhere for this to rest. So I'm just putting a call out there if anybody knows of any buildings. We don't want anything free because I want to pay my rent. I want to be able to make a little living on the bar, and I want this to be protected if anything does happen to me. It means so much to too many people for it to get lost. And once I leave it, when I do die, it's got to stay as I leave it. Nobody's got to add to it or take away, because it's a legacy that I am leaving the veterans. It's my thank you to them. I think the ideal case scenario for the situation that we're in at the moment would be to find a building that we can call our own, a home that we can call our own, and a final resting place for everything that's in this building. And then we don't have to pay rent and things, so what we would save on the rent as well, we could put back into helping people. I don't know if anything's going to come of this. I really do hope it does, you know, and I hope people take time out to come and just see for themselves and have a look to see what this building actually holds and the memories that it's got. So if there's anybody out there that's got some sort of remedy for what we do here, it would be very, very much appreciated. So we're at a crucial crossroads at the minute, and that's, you know, that's what I've said. I mean, we get people coming in. I know the thing with this place is when it started as a pub, so it's always going to have the pub front. But the veteran community and the military community know what it really is behind the scenes. You know, to anybody else, it's just a pub. But if somebody look deeply into what we do, they know it's not just a pub. And a lot of men especially, they won't go and sit in a cafe and drink a coffee and talk about mental health issues. But if one of the veterans says, I'll meet you down the pub, he'll go down the pub and he'll talk about it. So that's another thing as well. You know, they don't have to come in and drink. It's not just alcohol. It's not just about the alcohol side of it. They'll come in and have teas and coffees, and they'll just be comfortable because they're sat in surroundings where military men and women can be. I was supposed to go back and live there again. I lived there 30 years. I came back to England for 10 years to open a business. I'm here. I don't know what happened, but I opened an Italian restaurant and I ended up with a War Memorial Museum. It wasn't planned. It was just something I got lost in. And it's here now, and it's got to stay. And I think this is our history. Now, another thing as well, this place is for every nationality. You know, it's not just for the British soldier. It's for every nationality that's fought alongside our British soldier. And it goes beyond World War I, because what I've got up in the memorabilia in the museum goes before World War I, you know, and it's every nationality. People don't get that. It's not I'm waving a flag saying, yes, I'm British. I'm proud to be British. Yes, I am. And I'm proud of our veterans and our soldiers. Yes, I am, more than anything. But it's for every nationality that's fought alongside ours. I am linked up with another museum, by the way, and it's a museum in Zambia, so I've got very close connections with a small memorial museum in Zambia. And the gentleman's called Jonathan. He got in touch with me about 8 years ago, and he asked if he could use the Don War Memorial Museum name to put on his little museum over there. So I have FaceTimed some of the veterans over there, and they've got some of our memorabilia. They've got our personal flag over there as well, so they've got that flying. And it's, well, that proves it, doesn't it? That's on my bucket list to go and visit their veterans, though. It's one thing I will do one day. But yeah, like I say, it's every nationality, and people don't get that. And it's unique. And if I had this if a council from a small area or even a big area got in touch with me and said, we've got a building for you, it's big enough, I would move it over there, I'd put it all back up again on my own. But then imagine what I could take to that town. I mean, when we do armed forces weekend here, it's as small as I'll need it, but if I had a council working on board with me, it could be as big as they want it, because I've got that many connections with the veterans, and they really do respect what I do. And if I ask for anything, they'll do their utmost to give me it. It's like if I ask for trucks or bikes, or I even got a half track for Tommy for his birthday, things like that. If I ask for anything, they'll come along and try and help me. You know, Armed Forces weekend, it could be massive in another town, it could be huge, but I just need somebody to be on board with me.